Poco is back yet again to provide us with an affordable yet exceptional options on the market. This time, we've managed to get the model of the Poco F7. This device is the base model of the F series line that was launched globally in March this year. One of its key highlights is that it's powered by a Snapdragon 8S Gen 4. This chipset is slated to offer more power than its predecessor by 30%. That being said, what other upgrades does this version of the device offer? Let's dive right in. Similar to the Pro and Ultra models, our review unit comes in black with a two-tone finish. The back panel is made of glass, which makes it look glossy overall. While it does look nice, I have to let our viewers know that this makes it fairly smudge-prone. In contrast with the F6, we're not sure what pushed Poco to revert their decision in the design language. As per my coworker Dwayne, who reviewed last year's model, this model is heavier by a tad bit. It now weighs 215 grams compared to the F6, which weighed 179 grams. If I have to think about it a bit more, it feels like I'm holding a Samsung Galaxy A56. Speaking of, its pill-shaped camera enclosure is very similar. Our review unit just has a bit more flair to it because of the green accents in between the sensors. Can you see that? There you go. You can see it flashing. Every now and then. There we go. Yeah, there. Yeah. For buttons and ports, users can find the power button and volume rocker on the right side. On top, we have what I assume is a microphone. At the bottom, there's a speaker grill, the Type-C port, and the dual nano SIM card tray. Wrapping up this segment, the F6 also has an upgraded IP68 rating. For reference, the F6 had an IP64 rating, which is only good for splashes. Flipping over to the front, the Poco F7 sports a 6.83-inch AMOLED display with 1.5K resolution and 120Hz refresh rate. The screen also features Corning Gorilla Glass 7 eye protection. The display provides high pixel density with thin bezels that feel just right, using the screen for browsing, streaming, and playing, made for an immersive multimedia experience. Audio-wise, users will still get dual stereo speakers. While one can be seen on the bottom, the other is placed in a slit on top of the screen. Users may also make use of the Dolby Atmos toggle through the phone's quick settings to improve your jamming sessions. The speakers were great, earning points from us for clarity and loudness. The speakers at the bottom doesn't get blocked when holding the phone horizontally as well. This is a nice touch for users who spend a lot of time on YouTube like I do. It does lack a bit of bass for my liking though. For biometrics, we have face unlock and an optical in-display fingerprint sensor. Registration was straightforward while both means of securities responded quickly and easily. On paper, nothing much has changed for the Poco F7's camera system. It still has dual rear shooters and a 20-megapixel selfie camera on top of the display. It's equipped with a 50-megapixel main shooter, followed by an 8-megapixel ultra-wide sensor. For recording, it's capable of shooting 4K at 60 frames per second at the rear and 1080p at 60 frames per second at the front. I spend a good chunk of my time with my toy photography hobby, and using the F7 didn't disappoint. The rear camera offers a good mix of depth and color reproduction. The HDR works just as well as last year's model. It's not too aggressive, nor does it degrade quality. Considering this device is under the mid-range segment, I think it's a solid pickup. For recording, users are treated with a fluid experience that helps you stay social media ready. Here's some of our sample videos with the rear and front camera. This is the Poco F7 shooting at 1080p at 60 frames per second in its front camera. So this is what the quality looks like. This is me moving around side by side, up, da. So what do you guys think? Let us know in the comment section below. Bye. While this line is mostly centered on performance capabilities, its cameras are no slouch at all. Poco native users and new users alike are certain to appreciate this area of the device's capabilities. Powering the Poco F7 is the new Snapdragon 8S Gen 4 that was released in April this year. For reference, our review unit comes with 12GB of RAM and 512GB of storage. This device is capable of running games with ease. I have used it for games like Zenless Zone Zero, Wuthering Waves, and Path to Nowhere. It's ultra smooth with no frame drop. Unfortunately, the same problem from last year's model is still here. The phone still heats up when in use for more than 30 minutes. Of course, this is only when the phone feels strained depending on its tasks. In our case, this was during benchmarking and gaming. For less intensive tasks or regular use, it's alright. This includes browsing, streaming, and taking photos or videos. We'll leave our synthetic benchmark scores here for those interested. Needless to say, the phone is solid performance-wise. It boosts around 1.8 million in Antutu while having a 6-digit storage core. The Poco F7 ships with Xiaomi HyperOS 2 based on Android 15 out of the box. Generally, it's smooth, clean, and intuitive. While the skin remains mostly the same from before, the added AI feature spices things up. It now offers Circle to Search. There's also Song Search, AI subtitles, and a Translate conversion tool, which can be added for easy toggles. Speaking of, one of the nicest updates this version of the device has is under Quick Settings. There's now a button which lets users show or hide icon labels. So, when you scroll down here and you press Edit, you get to see this thing, yeah, right there. This helps people who aren't as familiar with quick setting icons settle in easier. This was an issue for our reviewer last year, so it's good to see Poco somewhat cater to it. For cons, however, there's a handful of bloatware grouped in folders. Notable and useful pre-installed apps include Gemini, Facebook, Spotify, Netflix, and Lazada. At the time of recording, we aren't sure how long the F7 will be supported for software updates and security patches. However, the F7 Ultra and the F7 Pro are good for 4 major OS upgrades and 6 years of security patches. So we'll assume that the F7 will come with the same timeline. We'll update our published review should there be an official announcement though. Battery-wise, the Poco F7 has a huge upgrade with its 6,500 mAh battery. This comes with support for 90 watts of fast charging and 22.5 watts of reverse charging support. I can safely say that Poco has improved under this department. For context, the issue was always that the brand offered good devices performance-wise but lacked in this area. In PC Mark's Work 3.0 test, our Poco F7 lasted 16 hours and 20 minutes. This test was conducted with 50% brightness, muted volume, and in airplane mode. It's an improvement of last year's model, which provided us with 13 hours and 25 minutes under the same conditions. We've used the phone for browsing, taking photos, gaming, and streaming videos online. Users could see that this is a big improvement, but it's still progress of how much uptime Poco devices could improve before. For connectivity, it supports Wi-Fi 7, Bluetooth 6, GPS, NFC, and 5G. There's also an IR blaster that can be used for controlling smart home devices. Call quality on the phone is great either over Wi-Fi or via signal from your local network provider. To wrap things up, the Poco F7 does live up to the company's reputation of offering budget-friendly devices that punch above its weight class. To recap, this F7 series model comes with a design change, some upgrades, and still comes with a ton of value for money. As of making this video, we unfortunately don't have the official SRP of the Poco F7. If we have to base it out of the Poco F6 though, it's under less than 25,000 pesos, so we can assume it goes for around that range. Nonetheless, we'll post a comment of the official price in the description box and comment section below. But hey, what do you guys think of the Poco F7? Let us know in the comment section below. If you find this video helpful and informative, give us a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel, hit that bell icon to get notified of our future uploads. Follow us on the socials, that's Facebook, Instagram, X, and TikTok. And visit yukitech.com for the latest tech news and reviews. Once again, this has been CJ, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Bye! See you later!